so far in the game now. Everything's on fire. How to make it come again? We're crashing like a plane, and they say no rainbow if no rain. No rainbow if no rain.
Alright guys, so we're here in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. We're starting this backyard project. And we're going to talk a little bit about start to finish how we start this project. Now, we've started the excavation for the project, and we've got our design here. Every single project we do starts with a design similar to this, or custom for each house. But essentially, we're going to have a fire pit here. We're going to have a patio here, and then a stoop up here next to the house, which is this door up here. Here's a printout of the stoop, what it's going to look like when we're completely finished. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward build. We've got a pergola here. We're going to do some planting, stuff like that, landscape edging. And yeah, it'll be pretty simple. But let's go take a look at the material we're going to be using, Ducky. So this is a Belgard product. This is Belgard Highland Stone in majestic gray, in case anyone's curious. Now we use pretty much everything we do wall-wise is a Belgard material or anchor. This is one of their more classy looking colors. It's got, they do a diamond block as well, very similar. All of Belgard's products have got lipped block. We like to use the lip block on everything. A lot easier to install. I know I hear some people say using the pin system is better. However, we have found that's not the case, and we can explain that further in a different video. But basically, we've got the Highland Stone we're going to be using for the stoop, or where we're going to have our steps and everything. And then we've got part of our paver order here, not all of it, but this is going to be our soldier course around the outside of it, and these are going to be the pavers we're using. This is a county, I want to say, let's see, we should have it right on the plan. We've got county milestone paver and the county milestone soldier course. So this is our county milestone pavers here, and then some sort of gray. We don't have a color here, so that's what we're going to be using. Hedberg's, I believe, is going to be bringing out the rest of our pavers for everything else. Or Wheeler's going to be bringing out the rest of the pavers for everything else here. And yeah, so we'll go up here and kind of take a look at when we first come to the site. First thing we do is take measurements off the plan, lay everything out that way, and then we start our excavation process. We spun all the sod off the top of this, brought all the sod out of here because we can't use it anymore. We like to separate that from any halfway decent fill or dirt we have here. And that we're going to use a little bit on the outside to fill around the edges of the patio so our sod can meet up next to it again. We might end up doing a little bit of black dirt at the end as well. But you can see here, we've taken a grade off our door over here. So our stoop's at the right height. We've set a grade with our laser, dropped us down our 5 courses, and that gets us our top of paver. And then we, from there, excavate everything down. We excavate for 6 to 8 inches of class 5 base underneath the patio, depending on the project and the soil we have. So we've got that excavated close, and then we got to get this pile out of our way here, and then we can go forth and do the rest of the gravel, or do the rest of the excavation once the pile's gone. But something we always think about at the beginning of the project is when this paver patio is finished, the slope of the yard was awfully fast before, but now once we do the paver patio, we don't want it to follow that slope. We're only going to have 2 inches of drop and about 14 feet-ish here. So our patio is going to be about at this height. So what we're going to do is take this dirt that we're leaving a little bit on the outside, and we're going to use it to backfill against the patio and then put our sod in here. That way we don't have to bring in fill to raise up our outside like that. We'll just use what's on site now. Little things like that, planning ahead. Over here we've got our drain boxes going in. We've got all our gutters here on this side near our patio and job site are going to get drain boxes with drain tile and a pop-up out to the yard here, and all our water is going to get out of here. So we don't have to worry about gutters and stuff like that running water onto the patio. So that's about it for now. Colton's going to be back momentarily here. We're going to get some class 5 base in here, and we're going to get going on this. Alright, so now we've got everything excavated out here. We're working on putting some class 5 recycled base in. Colton's trucking it in now. We've got our second dump truck load in here, and Josh is getting started on our base over here. We've got 6 inches of gravel base underneath this. For this is our 6 inches of gravel base. And then we're starting with our base course of block here. What we're doing, because this is our stoop here, we're going to make sure it's 100% level. We're going to have 5 steps up. They're going to come back to here somewhere. Basically, the paver's going to come up about 2 3/4 of an inch on this block, and that's going to help lock in these blocks. Now on this side, we're going to have dirt up on it, and it's going to be probably around only an inch of this block showing, maybe a little bit less than that on this side where our dirt's going to be filled up to it. So Josh is going along here with a dead blow hammer, a 2-foot level, a 6-foot level, some shovels, stuff like that, to make sure these are completely level. And when we started our first block, we used our laser level to make sure we're starting at the right height, to come out at the right height up here for our step into the house. So we're going to keep doing this. We've got our split corner pieces that we're splitting here, and we're going to come up, do a 90-degree turn here and back. And then you can see here what we're going to do is we're going to dig our trench right here along the house. We're going to dig this down to the same height we have here, but we're going to fill the gravel up to what is the top of that block, and we're going to do a step up here, so it's going to step up higher here against the house. This is going to be completely closed, so we don't have any dirt touching the house or anything like that. So we're going to keep leveling up the pad up here while Josh goes on this, and that's about all there is to it. So this is the stoop here. We've started on it. We've got a good start. All the base is in pretty much. And basically what we did is, because we've got a 12-inch bullnose cap that's going to go on the front of this, we wanted to overhang 2 inches, so we've got 10 inches from the face of this to here. We took a chalk line along here, just snapped the chalk line, left a mark, and then we pulled everything out to that point in there. And then we got everything. We used a laser, and it's all the same on each side. So it's going to go, we're going to build it vertically up, so the back of every one of these blocks is going to get broken off, and every one of them is going to get glued on, and then our steps will be here, as you can see, going up. So it's a pretty smooth process. We've done a couple of these already this year, like 2 or 3, 4 or something like that. So alright guys, so we've got the base established now. We're just checking one of the last screed pipes here. You can see we're doing our float layer to put our pavers down on, and that we're just using a wash sand, or not a wash sand, but a 1 inch minus, or a 1/4 inch minus sand. And basically, yeah, we got the base all compacted. If you turn around, Ducky, you can see the stoop is going along good. We've got our entire base course and the course on top of that end. And on this course, what we're doing is putting a layer of geogrid down. That way, if these walls ever move or anything happens and they want to tip out, they can't, because that grid's in between holding them together from pulling apart from each other. That's going to make this a lot more structural. We're going to go up another 2 layers and do that same exact thing again there. Here you can see our bullnose cap pieces that go on out here. Got 2 inches of overhang. Those are going to be lined on the whole front side. So yeah, it's coming along very well. Sit like that. We're gonna have our soldiers come in along here. Colton's getting us another pallet of material. It's moving along very well. It's pretty straightforward. We're just doing a running bond, random pattern, no particular order. Just got to make sure the seams don't line up. We don't want to have any of our seams line up, because then you can see the line going all the way through. It looked like you'd have 2 different sections of patio, and we don't want to have that, obviously. So it's a straightforward build, just rather time consuming and kind of hard to lift these blocks. It's not a whole lot of fun, but we're gonna get her done. Hopefully gonna have this thing wrapped up by next Monday is kind of the plan. We're gonna do a little mulch and a few plants here and there, not a whole lot with that. So I'm just going to keep going with this level here, getting this last pipe set. Looks like we'll have to move a little bit of gravel around to get it right. We've got this whole thing draining this way and draining that way just a hair, about half as fast as it is draining that way. So Yeah. Got it all laser checked. We should be the same height pretty much. In the stoop area, it's all pretty level there, so when you step onto the stoop, it's not tipped off to one side in the stoop. You're stepping onto a level surface from an unlevel surface. So it's a lot of little intricate details that go into the build process here, and that's what takes so long with a lot of it, is this setting up the base, making sure it's perfect, making sure it's right, because you only get one chance to do the base. Isn't that right? So
yes.
you can only do it once, otherwise you gotta tear it back out, so we gotta have it right. So as you guys can see, we've got the pillars put in, the post for the pergola. That was Mr. Mark Peterson Construction did that. And now what we're doing is building out the rest of the gravel, because we just started from the stoop, worked our way this way, knowing he was going to be here around noon to do this side, and we just stayed out of his hair. So we've got those in now, and we're going to build the patio that way. We've got the stoop going up. We're on the second to last layer. On top of this layer is going to get another section of geogrid on it. And that's to help hold it sturdy, keep the pillar, or the post, the stoop from moving around. Words are hard. And yeah, so we got that, one more layer on top, build the patio this way, and that's going to be the goal for the end of the day, is get that done, and then we're going to end up coming back tomorrow, getting all the soldiers cut in, and then go from there. Alright guys, so it is day 3 out here, and you can see it's just starting to rain here. We're going to have a little band of rain coming through, but we're going to walk through this here. Wrapped up the day yesterday, we got all the patio laid out as far as we need to be. We're just cutting in around these posts here now, getting that stuff. And we've got this up top screeded. We're starting to lay the pavers on that. This band of rain just blew up on the radar out of nowhere, so decided to get the gutter pieces cut on for our drain tile. We've got the pop-up installed and everything like that. And we're just going to kind of clean some stuff up here and just get ready for the rain at this point. But Mark's got the posts in and everything. It's all looking good. We talked about that yesterday. And hopefully today the goal is to have the soldier done around the patio and the top piece of the stoop done. Obviously, depending on rain, we'd like to poly sand today, but I don't know if that's going to happen for sure. So we'll wait the storm out and check back in a little bit once it's done. Alright, let's throw everything we don't want to get wet under the... So here you can see our white line on this block. You can see where we want to have this cut because we're doing an inside radius over here. You can see how our radius is going to come along here like that. We can't get the saw to do an inside cut like this. So what we have to do is get it just close with the saw and then take the grinder and grind us down to that radius there so we can get a smooth finish on it. And that's how we get these corners to look good. And that's essentially what we got to do on almost every inside cut on these longer blocks like this, where it goes almost the length of the entire block corner to corner. So we're going to have to grind down a few of these. I have to touch up this one right here. And that's about it. So thankfully that's one of the only inside corners on the entire project, so that's one of the only ones we have to do that grinding on. So the rest of them are pretty straightforward. We've got an outside radius cut over here. The outside radiuses are a lot easier to cut than an inside radius because when I run the saw along here, I can work my way back and forth doing cuts like this, cutting deeper into the radius. And every time I go back and forth, I can take the back of the saw and run it into the cutoff block. That's junk anyways. So outside radiuses are easy. Insides are always a little bit more tricky. So plan that into your project and estimating of time and things like that when you have an inside radius. Also, eye protection, ear protection, always when doing this type of stuff. Alright, so you can see we're making some progress here. We got a lot of the soldiers in now. We've got our radius here starting from our straight here over here. The last cut we got to make on the inlay and the patio is this side right here. So we're going to make that in a little bit. We've also got the fire pit already cut out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the same material we have on the stoop the Highland block, and that's going to be set in here 3 courses tall to give our fire pit height. And then around that we're going to have a granite cap to cover it all off. So we're going to get started on that. Josh is shuffling around some material now. We're going to get that up here. We're going to get going on this. We should have the soldiers laid up shortly. We should have this all laid up today. We're waiting on Jack again to get us a fire pit. So we don't know what our cutouts are for our burner and stuff like that, for our control boxes and our vents. I'm not 100% sure on the sizes, so we'll probably have to wait to get the fire pit completely finished until Monday, because he won't be here until later today. So that'll hold up the process with that. Alright guys, so we wrapped up the project today. Didn't have a whole lot of time to film. So we're just kind of done here. We're getting everything cleaned up. Colton left with the truck with Ducky. They're going to unload that. We got to come back, pick up the rest of that. But essentially this is how it turned out. Those 2 guys are there to hold those corner pieces in place because the glue is still setting up. And we've got a gentleman coming back to finish the pergola. This pink flag marks the gas line, which is sleeved underneath here. And they've got to come and run the gas line yet, so the fireplace doesn't work quite yet. And then there's going to be a custom cut granite cap to go on the top of this. So that'll look really beautiful. Our part though is done. Everything else is other people's part. We've got Conserva mark some irrigation out here as well. So all in all, pretty straightforward, smooth job. Everything looks super good on it. It's a super good design, and it was executed very well, I'd say. And it fits perfectly in this backyard. So if you guys want to see more about this project or more projects like this, make sure you go to our website, which is down in the link below, or in the description below. There's a link to that, or you can go to our Facebook page, Instagram page. Those are all linked below. You can see a lot more projects like this, a lot of pictures like this, and see more information on how we build these and why we build them the way we do. If you guys want to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment down below, or shoot me an email. My email's on the channel page in the about section of the channel if you want to learn more about this, or you want to have a few questions or have a few things to say, get in touch there. So that's about it. We've got all the sod and everything's watered well. We're gonna call it a wrap on this project. So until next time guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next project, which we are heading to this afternoon. So we'll see you on that one.